Good morning, guys. It is 9:02 for the day. I have taken my kids to school. I've done my progress photo. I'm at the gym right now, so I'm about to go into the gym. I washed my car, so I'll show you guys a clip of that. And yeah, today is day 8. So we are pumped and ready for day 8. We got our water for today for food so far. I had that protein shake. I honestly really like it. So I think I'm gonna definitely get some more of those. And then I've eaten these, and now we're about to get in our workout. We're focusing on abs, chest, and triceps today. But I just want to say good morning, and we're gonna go ahead and get this workout in, guys, and just keep pushing forward. So join me on this workout. Guys, we're on a different nature trail today, and meet my friend the deer. This is one of the oldest surviving homes in Gwinnett County, and this house was built in the 1950s, guys. Honestly, it doesn't even look like it was built in the 1950s. And they also have a shed back there and some old tools that you can see. Just seeing the sun peek through the trees and getting to see creation and hearing the birds and the crickets is becoming the best part of my day, truly. I am lucking up today, y'all. All right, guys, it is day 8. We have made it for a whole week, and now we're on our first day of the second week. I didn't really talk about last week's challenges and stuff because I was so tired, but so I feel like the challenges I had last week on the weekends was finding the right structure to complete the program. I think it's difficult on the weekends when you have so many different things planned and you just kind of have to work that out. So that's a hard lesson I learned on Saturday. Another thing I challenged was the muscle recovery, figuring out the right workouts to do so you're not burning your body out, because you want to be proactive actively and stuff, but you also don't want to overextend yourself physically. So I feel like I got a kind of idea of what my workout should look like, or at least give what I consider a rest day would be just walking. So I think midweek will be, I'll just do 2 walks, one indoor, one out. But I think as I gain more strength, I'll be able to maybe mix it up a little bit. But figuring out the workouts, working them out throughout my day was a struggle a little bit. The diet wasn't too bad. My diet isn't that strenuous. Again, I'm not doing any soda and I'm not doing any sweets, which, yeah, I don't think my diet's too bad. And then overall, I think I eat decently healthy. I feel like some of the meals this week, because I was out so much, wasn't necessarily the healthiest. But yeah, and then I want to talk about the book because I haven't really given it attention lately, and I do want to give it a lot of attention because it's an excellent book. And so I want to go over chapters 5 and chapter 6, and I'll be really brief with it. So I wrote a few things down. So for chapter 6, it was called Do Not Let Your Children Do Anything That Makes You Dislike Them. So the main idea of this chapter was that parents should discipline their children wisely and consistently so that their behavior becomes socially acceptable and likable, setting them up for success. And by not letting your kid misbehave, if you don't correct them, someone else will, and they won't do it with love and kindness. So I think a lot of times as parents, we struggle to discipline our kids, but it's a benefit to that because we're teaching them how to correctly fit in society, like what's socially acceptable, what's considerate, what's not considerate. And I think as you raise your child to be a considerate human being, you are helping them acclimate as a child as well as an adult. And when you don't do that, they become rude little kids, become rude little adults, and I find that they have a much harder time in life because they just don't understand what's socially acceptable. So that was an interesting chapter. And then chapter 6 was set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. And basically it was like before you blame others for what's going on in the world, you should really check what you have going on like in your own home before you judge other people. And yeah, and just basically don't rush to judge the world's flaws before you have taken accountability for your own and actually actively worked on them, or at least set like a plan or a goal. So those two things gave perspective, but I think a lot of times as people we can be judgmental and not realize what other people have going on. We should focus on the speck in your own eye, if you will, the log in your own eye instead of the speck in someone else's eye. So those were two good chapters, and now I'm on chapter 7. So this one's a lot longer of a chapter, but I should be able to finish it tomorrow. Kind of give you a brief synopsis. As far as the riddle goes, for yesterday, the dog was able to walk across the lake because it was frozen. And the riddle for today is what has a head and no brain? That is today's riddle. And yeah, I'm really tired today, but I feel really successful with trying some more workouts. Just kind of fitting in 75 hard, I think, into my life can be challenging. As far as, I don't think the program is actually that hard if you want it bad enough. I think the issue is not allowing it to take over, because I'm like an overachiever, so I think a part of me is letting it take over my thought process, and it's always on my mind. It's the only thing I'm thinking about, and I don't want to be that way. I just want to find a healthy way to incorporate it in my life so that I can grow, but it also not just completely consume my brain. So that is another challenge, I would say, for people who are overachievers or perfectionists. That's definitely something that I battle with, but there's just so many pros that I feel for this program. So yeah, I feel like I kind of talked your ear off, but I definitely wanted to kind of dump some of that reading that we haven't gone over and just recap you for today. And I will see you guys tomorrow, and we are going to be in day 2 of week 2 and also day 9. And if you are on this journey, keep going. And if you're here just watching and supporting, I appreciate you so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow.